Hello, my name's Kevin Graham. This is a CQN Podcast, a Celtic State of Mind at the game. Today, Celtic play St Johnstone, looking to make it 63 games unbeaten and break a 100-year record. Got quite a few things to talk about. We've got the Bayern Munich game. I'm standing outside McDiarmid Park and we've just noticed that Griffiths is known the team bus. So we've got quite a lot to talk about, and as we go for this record, we've got an international break coming up, so hopefully the team can sign off with a victory. I'm just going to speak with some of the boys and we'll take it from there. Hail, hail. Two usual voices on this podcast. So what do you think of Kieran Tierney signing the 6-year contract, and do you think he's going to be here for the 6th year?
It's great news. It means he's on some more money, which means he's got more of an incentive to stay, and even more of an incentive to stay. I think he'll stay 10 in a row and then hopefully stay thereafter, but it's a lot of money in England and he might be tempted to go down there and try and prove himself at maybe what some might say is a higher level.
David?
I think about the club strategy of buying like Van Dijk, etc., and selling them. That now seems to be gone since Brendan's come in. Nobody's pointed it out. And what's happened with Kieran this week is that he's here for a long time. People like Stuart Armstrong, who signed a 1-year deal thinking, I'm going to England. Really? Are you going to get better than what we had the other night against Bayern Munich? Do you want to leave this Celtic team that's really going somewhere to play for West Brom or Brighton? I think Paddy Roberts as well might look at it and think, I really want to be a Celtic player, I don't want to go back there. And I think that's the significance of what happened with Kieran this week.
I think with Tierney, he is a Celtic man. You mentioned Stuart Armstrong, and I think it's always been in Armstrong's plan that he's going to go to England anyway at some point. I'm really surprised that Dundee United sold him to us when he actually came, and I think his mind was probably set up at that point to go to England. There is riches in England. You mentioned Paddy Roberts there. Now, Kieran probably kens how much Paddy Roberts is getting at Man City, and it hasn't really turned his head. But do you think the club might end up pushing him out the door?
Everybody's got their price, but I don't think that these Celtic players want to leave, and I do think that Armstrong had this plan. He's a very clever boy, Stuart Armstrong, and he had a plan. I want to play in England and Celtic's a stepping stone, but Brendan Rodgers has changed all that, and if you maybe go to Tottenham, I can see that being an option for him, maybe Manchester City if he can get in these teams, but I'm sorry, he's going to get offers from the likes of West Brom and Brighton, and I just think stay at Celtic. Celtic are on the verge of something pretty special here, so I think he should stay.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned that, because Brendan mentioned during the week there about Celtic being in a cycle and players wanting to be in that cycle, and he was talking about Boyata as well staying. It's very unusual for somebody to stay at their career for one club now, and I ken Tierney mentioned that in his interview during that. You mentioned Paul McStay, you mentioned Tommy and stuff like that. So do you think he would do it in this modern time?
I think in modern football it's all about chasing the money, because a footballer's career is about 15 years, and they will be told by advisors and family that they've got to maximise that, but it's quite good to hear someone wanting to stay at one club, especially it's the club they support, and hopefully it does.
I thought it was on Wednesday night, the 3 best players on the pitch were Forrest, McGregor and Tierney, all guys that have came through the academy, all guys who, well, you can't see leaving in the foreseeable future, which bodes well for the club, because the club sometimes get slaughtered for no young laddies coming through and staying the distance, and that's 3 guys who have contributed to our squad also last season, this season, and they continue to contribute. I watched under 20, the development game, and there was a few guys stood out in that game as well. Do you think under Rodgers we're going to see maybe your Mikey Johnsons and that getting brung in and being able to compete at a European level?
Last Sunday Brendan was at the under-14s team. He was coaching them, when he had a very busy schedule. So, he's determined to change it. I don't think he was that impressed with the development team in the 17s when he came in, and he wants to change that. On the point of the development players that's made it through to the first team, Kieran Tierney is an idol with the fans, but Jamesy Forrest, who scored the last time we won a Champions League match at Celtic Park, and was outstanding the other night, and Callum McGregor, both have had the fans on their back, and that's something that these guys are making it despite not getting 100% support from the fans. And I just wish that we would get behind these players. And Jamesy Forrest, Willie Wallace told CQN in 2012, get behind this, boys. He was talking to other Lions, John Clark, and he was saying Bertie Auld, and they were saying this boy is going to be a £10 million player. That was then. He's the best we've got. That's what the Lions were telling us. Yet since then, he's not had a support, and I hope now after the other night he deserves it, and I hope he gets it.
I think that as well. I think we're quite quick to turn on our own. And I've never understood that. I think we should actually support on. And I also do think that sometimes, I thought Tierney had a poor game in Munich, and Camboa seemed to get slaughtered for it. But Tierney just had as hard a night with Robin that night as well, and he was sort of immune to it. I noticed the Celtic Youth Academy tweeted about Tierney, about McGregor, and about Forrest right away, and their message was, you work hard, you get to play here, you get the chances, and that's something that we all want, because we haven't got the money to compete anywhere, so we want young laddies coming through, don't we?
Oh yeah, definitely. See, it's a European kind of system of doing it. They do very well with the youth academy, and they just blood players in. It's what Barcelona do with the B team. I think Rodgers will have looked at that and thought that's what we need to do to compete. We need to get these boys coming in, competing at a high level, and then probably be looking to sell them on and keep that cycle, so you can compete by bringing money in and being able to invest in the youth academy. Mikey Johnston for the Scotland under-21s, I think it was the best player in the park when they played better than Aitchison. I think he's got a big future ahead of him.
The other night there, once again, Celtic Park was lauded for its atmosphere, and coming from German football fans who have been the benchmark for atmosphere for years and years. Everybody says when you look at fan atmosphere, fan culture, you've got to look at Germany. For them to be praising us so much, I think it's fantastic. But there's some guys now who are a bit peeved off with it, saying that the opposition players are made to feel too welcome, and they'll want to play here. It's no intimidating for them. We should be more like that as in Turkey and places like that. I disagree with that. I think what we've got at Celtic Park is special, and I want it to continue. What's your thoughts on that?
I just think Celtic Park is what it is. The noise in Champions League night is special, and I don't think we can change it very much. And Robin get applauded off the other night because of the footballer that he is. That's always been the Celtic way. We've always been able to appreciate good quality, and I think the German fans last season and this season have been immense. There's been no trouble at all. Remember when those Ajax thugs came? What a difference. They've been a credit to football as well, and the Celtic fans in Munich were outstanding, and both sets of fans the other night were just brilliant. That's the way football should be. It was a joy to bet that game.
I had to laugh, make it more intimidating. What's more intimidating than a fan running on the park trying to kick a centre for it, what's more intimidating? What's your thoughts about that, Lewis?
I still can't get over that. He came in and tried to boot Mbappe. It's probably the closest anyone got to Mbappe that night, and he still missed.
He made a fair attempt.
still missed, and then as he was walking off, he got hit by some boy in the stands. So he didn't have a great night, but he also missed the Munich game, which was special. The result, obviously, I'm still upset about the results. I thought we played brilliantly, and the fans were brilliant. Even before we scored the equaliser, the noise was great. I think supporters were content with seeing one of the best teams in the world playing in Munich.
I described it like kind of spending all morning looking for your car keys, then finding them, then going out to find that your car had a flat battery. That's how I felt. The day we're standing outside McDiarmid Park, the atmosphere's getting a bit better now. It's a nice autumn day. the team's out. It is quite a strong side. We're going for 63 today, beating a 100-year record. Do you think we'll do it?
Yeah. I think it's a strong team. I think it's trying to rectify the one each draw at Celtic Park where we've battered them. I think Dembele will be in for a big game today, and hopefully Sinclair can use this as his kind of marker to go on. He's not had a great start to the season, but played amazingly last year, so we'll let him off with it.
Sinclair, we always fought in games like this. Sinclair played quite a lot of football last year, and I reckon we signed Johnny Hayes to give Sinclair a day off on days like this. So Hayes is on the bench, hasn't really worked for him. I can see Hayes getting more and more football during December.
Yeah, I can see that. We've got a lot of fixtures coming up, a lot of away fixtures as well, so it's a lot of travelling. Johnny Hayes is niggling issues. I think he's not come on the way Brendan expected him to, so I think he'll play a lot in the coming months, and hopefully that'll be something to spur Sinclair on, because he knows he's got someone behind him.
What do you think of the day, David?
Well, the boys, there's a sickness bug in the camp, so that's a concern, but Brendan finds the answers, and I think there are players like Sinclair who want to step up a bit. Maybe he's been a wee bit subdued in recent times. James Forrest full of confidence, Calmack absolutely brilliant, Kieran Tierney will be bombing down there, so yeah, I think we'll win today.
I didn't expect us to make much changes with the international break coming up, and he hasn't made much changes. We always get it tough here, and obviously it's a bit strange coming back here the last time that we got defeated, going to actually break the record now. We always get it tough here. We had a tough game here last season when we ended up 5-2 winners. It was 5-2, and we got a bit of break with a penalty kick that wasn't a penalty, and Dembele was immense that day. The other night there, the physical aspect of the night, but the players, Callum McGregor and Scott Brun ran 12 kilometres the other night there, and we ran a kilometre more than the Bayern team, and we're starting with the same team. So what do you think? Do you think that will be a factor?
No, I think they're high performance athletes, and you see the preparation that Brendan gets them to go through. They'll be maybe feeling a wee bit tired, but they know what they've got to do today, and it's definitely not going to be the case of taking the foot off the gas, because I think they'll be right up for it, knowing what's at stake with the record. And also, both times we've come here last season, conceded twice, so I think they'll be looking to keep a clean sheet and put in a solid performance.
What do you think, David?
St Johnstone, very well organised team against us. I'm always surprised that they don't do better when they play other teams, but we're a fit team, very fit. That's what Brendan said when he came in, that he was surprised at how unfit the players were. Scott Brown, etc., just felt they weren't fit enough, and that's what the problem was. So the boys are fit, they're ready to go. Nice day for football. I think we'll win. Cheers, lads.
Coming back to McDiarmid Park always reminds me my good friend Willie Curry. Willie was a member of my bus, and he was a really, really good guy. A couple of years back, Willie he beat cancer twice, did Willie, and then he got ill again, and he missed the majority of Ronnie Dyler's last season, and he appeared back for the last two games. So he appeared here at McDiarmid Park the last time that we lost, and he made it to the 7-0 game, the Motherwell 7-0 game straight after it. Unfortunately, a couple of weeks after those games, Wally died suddenly, and it was a shock to everybody on the bus. So it's the next time I was close to McDiarmid Park was actually for his cremation at the crematorium, which is close to McDiarmid Park. So when I come to McDiarmid Park, I've been here a couple of times since. I always think about Wally on days like this, and he's missed it all. He's missed all the unbeaten running and stuff like that. So I'm going to go into the gun now. Sorry for that. Was a wee bit of a morbid note. Hopefully we'll be celebrating 63 games unbeaten. So I'll speak to you at half time. Here we go.
Jostling. home and ends a barren spell for him. There's another record in the air for Celtic, a big one.
Yeah, I just think there's a bit of blocking going on. It's really well worked, straight out of the training ground at the front post. It's really excellent movement from Sinclair, and when you look at it, it's a difficult ball to take. There's a bit of a bobble before he hits it, but he makes sure he gets a really good connection on it. Boyata's not interested in getting it. This is all about creating the space for Sinclair. That's a really good connection. Too much pace on it. Xander Clark can't react.
Sinclair. 20 minutes to go. Celtic seeking that second goal to make sure of things. Armstrong across. They've got that second goal. It's Moussa Dembele. There is more history to be made by Celtic, and they're on the brink of it now.
You really have to admire the hunger here of Dembele. He's the man that makes the pass, the layoff, almost on the halfway line. And when you see the effort that he makes, look at him here. There's the touch, he's inside the opposition half. Look at him go. Armstrong's another one, determined to give the man in possession an option. But eventually, Dembele gets on the end of it. What is he, 3-4 yards out? It's a fantastic goal from him. Really great to lay that off and then end up there in a matter of seconds. And surely it must secure all 3 points for Celtic.
Dembele, here they go again. It's all too easy for Dembele, and it is an own goal this time, is it? Off Anderson. Number 3 for Celtic, who are about to break their own 100-year-old British record and make it 63 domestic games unbeaten. Dembele. Sinclair, Dembele, Chan! Well, if you're going to break your own 100-year-old record, you might as well do it with some goals.
And injury time there just went on Bobby Madden to actually blow up to confirm that they've won 63, well, undefeated for 63 games. Extremely comfortable performance. There we are, 63 games undefeated, 100-year-old record. Extremely comfortable, good performance, good second half performance. One that we'll never see the likes again. Taking the applause of the fans and the Norman stand for them.
winning mentality, isn't it?
Aye. Brendan just getting their game off javelin support. There you go, Freaky. What do you think of that? What do you think?
I think it was a good performance. One of their best, but still came away 4-0 and won. So what can you say? When winning mentality just keeps going on and on and on. Long may it last. Look at that support, man. Fucking brilliant.
What do you think of that, Lewis? I think that's one of the most comfortable games that we've had at McDiarmid Park.
Unbelievable, yeah. Don't think they got near us. I think just classy throughout. The team have done enormously well. I think one of the best teams I think I've ever seen, or probably will ever see. Just that consistency. And it's from the top down. Brendan Rodgers is class, all his staff are class as well. And you just see how much camaraderie is in that team. They all want to be there and they all love playing for Celtic.
It's really good, eh? I think today, I thought Stuart Armstrong was great today, but I expect a really difficult game today, but that was really easy, really easy. There's some really 63 games before like after the cup final doing an invincible season, eh? But we just seem to keep on rolling, and where is it going to end, eh?
I don't know, only time will tell. If we keep playing like this, I think just to say we couldn't go another year unbeaten. I think they've got that mentality that just keep winning, keep playing well, and they have. And even if they don't play well, they grind out results. Maybe they haven't played the best, and that comes from good leadership from Scott Brown and the management team.
Cheers. David.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Great, what a run, what a performance. Perfect silence at the start, perfect performance. And we're now record breakers.
One of the easiest games we've had at McDiarmid Park for some time.
Yeah, I think, well, they're a team short of confidence. They never really threatened us, and they were very physical, as they always are. But Celtic stand up to that. Stuart Armstrong, brilliant. Dietrich Boata, absolutely fantastic today.
I thought Boyata looked really good today. I think the level that we watched the game at, just behind the goals, you can actually see when the teams are lining up there how good Boyata is, and actually when you're attacking as well, the lack of space that the players get and the movement that we've got to create space is something that is phenomenal. It's great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of movement, the other teams have got to run around so much trying to mark it. It's very difficult to do. One man drops off, the Celtic are away, but we're playing that ball out brilliant. Celtic teams have never done that, It's really good watching at the back.
Again, when at ground level, the way that we watched that, you can actually see everything we do it for a reason. And it is to actually put the opposition out of shape, and the patience is frightening in this team, really. I mean, even when the crowd are getting on their back, they just actually keep them playing the ball for the back. I think it's great to watch.
Yeah, I don't think the crowd get on their back anymore. I think with the whole crowd, Brendan said that himself, he's got the crowd, he sorted us out for the way we see it, and we're attacking from basically our own byline. That's where we're happy to play the ball there, take it forward. That's an attack, and we are dragging players around, and it must be demoralising playing against Celtic when they play like that.
You can actually see in the last 20 minutes of games the other teams against us tire, but they are fully expected us to tire. But I says to the guy that was standing next to us, I says there's more space now because St Johnstone are done.
Yeah, definitely that, and and they're also putting a lot of tackles and they start getting booked as well. I mean, obviously Madden didn't get his card out, but it's certainly something that in the last 15 minutes we are scoring a lot of goals.
We better head this Stuart's having a dodgy look at us, We could have another podcast about Madden right enough, but that was a CQN podcast, a Celtic State of Mind at the game. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed recording it, and I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Now, that's Celtic, 63 games unbeaten. In that period we've had 56 wins and we've scored 183 goals. Something that Brendan's team will always be remembered for. But also, game number 1 in this run, because without number 1 you wouldn't have had number 63, was Ronnie Dyler's last game. A 7-0 victory against Motherwell, where Jack Aitchison became the youngest player to make his debut and also the youngest ever goal scorer. It'd be interesting to see how Jack progresses over the next couple of years, because as we discussed, I think Brendan's going to give young players the chance. If you've enjoyed it, if you want to leave a comment, please do. You can find us on Twitter at the CQN Podcast, or you can email us at the CQN Podcast at gmail.com. On our Twitter feed you'll find links to all our previous 21 podcasts. The most recent one that Paul put up today was the Celtic AM podcast. It was a fantastic podcast. There was an interview with John Paul Taylor. Myself, I read some poetry. Didn't let that put you off though. There was an interview with the Upton Clan boxing guys, and also there was an interview with John Yogi Hughes. It was a good day. The Celtic AM stuff is absolutely fantastic. It's held in Malone's in Glasgow. I would recommend that you get along to the next one. So, as usual, I'm going to play a song to end this podcast, and today it's by a band called Alien Stadium. Now, Alien Stadium is a collaboration between Steve Mason and Martin Duffy. Steve Mason was the front man of the Beta Band, a legendary Scottish band, and Martin Duffy is the keyboard player of the Primal Scream. This song's called This One's for the Humans. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you've enjoyed this podcast, and I'll speak to you again soon. Hail, hail.
Message to you all, send your best among us, and we will watch you fall. This one's for the humans, no one to Tennessee, the fake ones and the true ones, the sky only. So this is for the humans, a message to you all. Send your best among us, and we will watch you fall. This is for the humans, a message to you all. Send your best among us, and we will watch you fall. This is for the humans, a message to you all. Send your best among us, and we will watch you fall. This is for the humans, a message to you all. Send your best among us, and we will watch you fall.